What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 235 recap video that happened last night. I hope you saw it. It was fantastic. For the prelims up, fantastic. And I made 5 picks in my prediction video, but I told you to look out for my Twitter and Instagram, especially because I do 15-second predictions and changes, and I did just that. I did 2 extra predictions on the prelims, and I made a last minute change. So if you didn't if you don't follow me on all my other mediums, you don't get those last minute changes. So I actually made 7 picks, and I got 4 out of 7. I'm about to say 5. No, I got 4 out of 7. So let's get into it. First off, on the prelims, Diego Sanchez, I got to apologize to you, boo. I was going to choose you from my heart because I love Diego Sanchez. I'm one of the fans. He's a fan favorite. He loves fighting. I love to watch him love fighting. Puts on a show not for himself, but for the fans. He's awkward. He's outside the box. He's a character. He's himself, and I love that. I love uniqueness. We need different types of people represented, and he's definitely one of those people. So I really like Diego Sanchez, but he's like 75 in fight years. He's taken a lot of damage. Also, he's older. Mickey Gall was a lot bigger. Mickey Gall made weight easily. So through some conversations, I did pick Mickey again. I was wrong because Diego Sanchez whooped Mickey Gall's butt. Let's get into it. First round, Mickey Gall came out him firing aggressive. He's trying to lay some hands on him. Diego Sanchez managed to get a takedown. After that, it was all she wrote. The takedown, he laid on top of him. He threw him around. He ground and pounded him out. All that grappling experience that Mickey Gall had couldn't do anything because he was too busy defending himself, trying to get up, couldn't get up, taking back down, throwing through the air. He got ragdolled, y'all. By the second round, he lasted the first round, came back for the second, and he was exhausted. He was barely taking steps forward. He was exhausted. And a credit to him for not quitting. Diego easily took him down, more ground and pound. And Mickey was just flailing. He couldn't even intelligently, cover up. He was just moving. He was just pretty moving with every time he was getting punched. And I was screaming at the ref, stop this fight. It's clear. He's done. Stop the fight. And finally the ref did it at the end of the second round, but it could have been stopped probably 30 seconds earlier than it was stopped. Great win for Diego Sanchez, who afterwards showed us that Mickey Gall, through his desperation, bit him. He's got the mark, but he was bit. Anyway, so who's next for Diego Sanchez? Now, next up on the prelims, I chose Johnny Walker to beat Misha Cirkunov, and boy, did he. I think 36 seconds, something like that, came in and was doing all these tricky things with the hips and showing all these looks and fades and moves real awkward, real tall. I believe he's 6'5", something like that, 6'5", 6'6", real tall and lanky and awkward, kept moving the hips. And you could tell that Misha was like, I don't know what's about to happen. And what happened was a flying knee to the face. All face, boom, drop Misha. Some punches later, the ref stopped the fight. Good stoppage, great, fantastic win. Then afterwards, doing his silly celebration, he gave a salute, and then I guess he was trying to fall into the warm, but then he said he dislocated his shoulder, but either way, he did one warm attempt when he got to the ground and flew over and was like, I hurt myself. Then was cracking up afterwards, still dancing on his way outside of the octagon back into the locker room. He is a character. He's one to watch. You can tell Dana White loves him. The light heavyweight division is shallow. Who do you think is next for Mr. Johnny Walker? Future star, I'm pretty sure. Now, I didn't do a prediction on this, but Zabit Magomedov did beat Jeremy Stevenson. I know I missed a syllable in your last name, Zabit. I'm sorry. Unanimous decision. He just outstruck him. He dictated the pace. He was first. He had Jeremy on the backpedaling and on the defense most of the time. Jeremy did have a moment, but it was not enough. Now, but I didn't do a pick on that. Now, onto the main card. First pick, I did not get this pick, and I was looking to see what kind of Cody Garbrandt we was going to see, and I'm worried, y'all. We know Alpha Male, he lost to Pedro Munez. Great win for Pedro. Not taking anything away from this. This ended in the first round. Let's talk about it real quick. They came in. Pedro immediately went for a submission. Got clipped early, went for a submission. Cody got up against the cage, got his leg up out of there. They're going back and forth now. And Cody's landing some shots. He's tagging him, but he's affecting Pedro, but he's not putting him away. So Pedro starts firing back. And we are in an all-out, just shot for shot. They're just going at it. And Pedro gets the best of it. And Cody's not, he doesn't have his hands up. As he's throwing these shots, he's just eating shots, hands completely down, head stuck out there, just hit it. You are an undefeated amateur boxer. You're the best boxer in the division. Where was the plan? Where was the jab? Where was the feint? Where was the footwork? Where was the defense? Where was the angles? Where was your boxing? I'm worried, y'all. We know there was a coaching shakeup with Alpha Male. He lost his main coach, Cody did. And I thought the two fights with TJ may have just been emotion. But we saw the same thing here. Not to take anything away from Pedro, but Cody, where's your boxing? Great win for Pedro Munez, biggest win of his career. Who would you like? And oh, by the way, he caught Cody within that exchange and basically knocked him out. Clipped him, dropped him, ground and pound, ref stopped the fight, TKO finish. Great win for him. Who would you like to see Pedro Munez fight next? Now, next up, you got to pay attention to my social media because I changed my pick of Tisha Torres to beat Weili Zhang. And I changed it. I changed it as the ladies were walking out. Check the IG and the Twitter. Check the time. Honey, got it out there in time. Changed my pick to Weili Zhang, and I'm so happy I did because she won. She won a unanimous decision. She over Tisha Torres. She was first. She was longer. She hit harder. Her shots were more effective. She was able to take down Tisha. When Tisha got her down, she was a lot stronger than Tisha. So she was able to just muscle her way into reversing positions. So she was able to take her down, ground and pound. She was stronger than her. She muscled her around. She landed more shots. She landed cleaner shots. She won. She's one to watch now. I think she's 19-1, something like that. Who would you like to see Zhang fight next? Got that pick. Last minute change. Okay, got me over 500, baby. Now, next up, I got this pick as well, but this was one of the controversy here of the night. I chose Ben Askren to beat Robbie Lawler, and he did in the first round, but now they come out swinging. Robbie Lawler lands a shot, comes out swinging. Ben is immediately trying to get his hands on him and take him down. Robbie ends up getting into like a fireman's carry position and tosses him. Bow! Tosses him on his head. Then it's Robbie Lawler time. Ground and pound, elbows, busts Ben Askren up. He's leaking on the canvas. Elbows, arms. He's taking a shot. He's moving. The ref could have stopped the fight. At this point, he was taking some serious shots. Fights have been stopped for less, but I guess with Ben Askren's reputation, we don't know how well Herb already knows him. He's probably reffed his fights before, so we know he gave him the benefit of the doubt, and it was warranted because Ben survived. He survived that onslaught, got back to his feet, and now they're squaring off again, and he is leaking. They get into it. He gets his hands on Robbie Lawler. Does get Robbie Lawler down. Robbie Lawler scrambling. He gets him in a bulldog choke situation, except for the arm is not underneath his chin. It's around his Robbie Lawler's head. So he's in the bulldog choke situation. He's on his knees. He's got Robbie Lawler in it. Robbie Lawler's arm at first is above the head, and then it just drops. I mean, lifelessly dropped. And his head is kind of red. And so from Herb Dean's positioning, because they're up against the cage as well, from Herb Dean's position, you can see the top of Robbie's head, and he sees that arm limp. Immediately goes in, thinks Robbie is out, stops the fight. Robbie immediately pops up. He's not asleep. He's like, what the heck? People are booing. Going crazy. Even during the fight, when everyone saw the thing go limp, Joe Rogan and then was like, he's out, he's limp. And then when he immediately popped up, he's like, oh no, there's a bad stoppage, oh no. So even Joe and Dominic Cruz is just like, but they could understand why Herb made that decision, because again, it did seem as though Robbie went limp. Now, during the fight, or during that whole hoopla, as everybody's booing and he's protesting and all of that, Joe Rogan said, well, actually, Dominique, it is possible to lose consciousness from having your head squeezed too hard. He said that actually is possible. And there's such thing as almost like a flash submission, almost like a flash knockout. You can quickly lose consciousness, and then all the blood to your head rush back and you wake back up. One of my friends who I was watching the fights with, who is a fighter himself, said the same exact thing in real time. He said it actually is possible for you to pass out from getting your head squeezed too hard. So it is possible that Robbie Lawler did quickly go out for a second and come back It's also possible that he didn't go out at all, and Robbie said he was relaxing himself, trying to let Ben Askren tire his arm out. That's possible as well. Robbie wasn't too upset at Herb. He said he understands how he could make the decision. He just made a mistake. So Robbie wants to run it back. Ben Askren does not. Dana White says we run it back. So you let me know what you think of that entire situation. What did you think when you saw the initial arm go limp, when he popped back up? Is there the bulldog choke? Is it your experience with, is it possible to lose consciousness with having your head squeezing too hard? His face was red, so on and so forth. Should they run it back? If not, who's next for Ben Askren? Now, the first of the title shots, the co-main event. I got this one wrong. And the new UFC welterweight champion, the Nigerian nightmare, Mr. Kamaru Usman, successfully took the belt away from the chosen one, Mr. Tyron Woodley. And this was a 5-round complete domination. I don't think, we all knew that Kamaru could win. Even I said in my prediction video, this is one of the harder ones for me. They stacked there very even in size and all of that. And if Kamaru, I said on the ground, I don't know who's going to be stronger. So I could see that being a stalemate. Up against the cage in close quarters, I didn't know who's going to be stronger. So that could be a stalemate. On the feet in space, Tyron. So I picked Tyron. Well, Kamaru was stronger. Kamaru was stronger. He got him up against that cage. He was great in close quarters. He was able to muscle Tyron up, take him down, slam him, ground and pound. And even in standing, he landed some good shots up against the cage with the dirty boxing. That's where he really shined. Elbows, short shots, the body work. Cock to the ribs. Took all that energy out of Tyron quick, early. And by the end of the first round, we all knew Tyron was in trouble. And from then on, again, complete, total domination. This performance from Tyron does not warrant a rematch. However, as he said, he thinks his record up until this would have been his 5th title defense, all of that should warrant him an automatic rematch. Yeah, like 5-10 years ago, I would agree. But we all know in today's age, so I don't think he's going to get an automatic rematch. I do believe that Kamaru will be fighting Colby Covington next. In fact, afterwards, he went out of the octagon and went straight over to Colby's corner and was talking smack. They had to be separated real quick. I guess Colby was getting into it with everyone during the fight, getting into it with Mama Woods, apparently. But I will say, I do want to see the fight. Can we get this over with? Give Colby his title shot. Let's see what's going to happen. So I do want to see the fight. So let me know what you think about the whole situation. Should Tyron get an automatic rematch? If not, who do you think he should fight to get quickly back on the right track? Should Colby get the next title shot? So on, so forth. What about Kamaru's amazing performance? He was very emotional. You could tell that this is one of the biggest moments of his life. I enjoyed watching him achieve it and just cry with his daughter and his family. And it was a nice moment to watch. So now, main event, and I got this pick, so it put me over 500. And still, the UFC light heavyweight champion, Mr. John Bones Jones, successfully defended his belt against Mr. Anthony Lionheart Smith, and boy, did he show his Lionheartness. So as I said in the video, it wasn't that Anthony didn't have the right tools. I thought that Anthony didn't have enough tools, and I was right. John just blanketed him with offense. Wasn't anything that was too damaging. Even he said it himself. He said, he didn't hurt me. He just stopped me from doing anything. He said, he just shut me down. And that's basically it. The combinations from the beginning. He started coming out with the kicks. He established his range first. He was the one aggressor for majority of the time. He was able to take Anthony down. He wasn't able to ragdoll him or anything like that. But Anthony just couldn't do anything but defend himself. This entire fight, defending himself against shots, defending himself against getting taken down when he was did get taken down, defending himself from getting hit, defending himself from being submitted. And with John, I felt like there were moments in this fight where he probably could have mounted a finish, but he was looking for something spectacular, looking for a certain submission, looking for something specific. You know what I mean? It seemed like sometimes he can get too detailed for his own good. Johnny sometimes it's like he can do too much. Let me quickly wrap this up. In the 4th round, there was a completely illegal knee to the face. Nevada has not adopted all of the new rules yet, so one hand down is still illegal. And it was 2 feet up, one hand down. He was kind of in a squatted position and a huge illegal knee. And again, Anthony decided to continue continue. He could have gotten John's belt if he would have bowed out and John would have been disqualified. Herb took away 2 points. Fight continued. John won unanimous decision. So congratulations to John Jones. Who would you like to see him fight next? And Anthony, you are definitely a Lionheart. Let me know what you think about all of these picks, all the injury updates, who everybody should fight next. Check out for my Twitter and Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.